soft speaking or whispered videos, and I thought that just doing a random facts video might be a great way to just share something with those of you who want to hear some spoken word. I am going to do a random facts video, of course, but my favourite subject is music. So I thought something that's always interested me is hearing about iconic songs that I've know and love. You probably do too. To know that some of them were meant for other artists. And I think sometimes you just can't imagine somebody else singing a certain song because you get so used to it. But some of the people that passed up on some of these massive songs makes you wonder, what would they have sounded like? So I've compiled a list of about 40 or so songs. Some of them I found on the internet. Some of them I just knew about myself and they didn't come up until I searched for them. So I'm going to probably embellish quite a lot on these songs. I'm not just going to tell you what they are. I might go into a little bit of a story of the history of what happened with the song, as much as the information is that I could find. So let's just get started. I tried to find some really modern examples, but a lot of these sort of things happened a lot around the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, so there's quite a lot of Rihanna sort of stories and Britney and Kylie Minogue and all of that sort of stuff, but some of them are really surprising, starting with Britney's Hit Me Baby One More Time. The song belonging to anybody else other than Britney seems just crazy to me, but it's even crazier than that because the artist it was originally written for was the Backstreet Boys and then offered to the American R&B trio TLC, both of whom passed on the song. TLC's T-Boz has been known to say, "I like the song, but do I think it's a hit? Do I think it's TLC? No disrespect to Britney, but am I going to say hit me baby one more time? Hell no." Britney released the song as her debut single in 1999. It turned out to be the most enormous cultural phenomenon for the 16-year-old Britney, launching her into overnight stardom. Currently, it's the 28th biggest selling single of all time in the UK, with sales of 1.52 million copies. The video helped, I'm sure. Rihanna's smash hit Umbrella was written by Jay-Z, Tricky Stewart and Cook Harrell for Britney Spears. Tricky Stewart, the producer, said that the song was given to Britney's team nearly a year before Rihanna recorded it, and ultimately her label rejected it as she had already a full quota of songs for her album, stating that it didn't work for her. It was also passed on by Mary J. Blige because the song came to her at a time when she was simply too busy to commit to it in the lead up to the Grammys. Tricky Stewart recalled in an MTV interview that he was initially unsure whether Rihanna was the right choice for Umbrella, but when he heard Rihanna's Ella, refrain, he knew that they had struck gold. Rihanna told The Guardian in 2008 that she was determined to image. One of Rihanna's first hits, S.O.S, spent 3 weeks at the top of Billboard's Hot 100 in 2006 and was written for and passed on by Christina Milian. She actually cut a version of the song but chose not to include it on her album. The song turned out to be Rihanna's first #1. Meanwhile, Christina hasn't had a hit since Dip It Low was released in 2004. But the weirdest almost Rihanna song was Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. He was in the studio penning songs for other artists and had it earmarked for her, but started writing lyrics like putting Van the Man on the jukebox and said, well, she's not really going to sing that, is she? And cut the song himself. Happy by Pharrell was supposed to be recorded by CeeLo Green. Pharrell turned Happy into a worldwide hit and sold more than 5 million digital singles. To date, Happy remains his most successful song with 47 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100. CeeLo went as far as actually recording the song, but the powers that be apparently turned down Green's version of the song, saying the future worldwide hit wasn't a fit for their client. Pharrell said in an interview on U.S. radio that CeeLo sounded amazing on it, and that it burned his version, but that his team elected not to do the song. Since its release, the song has topped the official singles chart in the UK on 3 separate occasions. Since You've Been Gone was written and produced by Max Martin and Dr. Luke for Pink. Pink passed on the song, and so did Hilary Duff, finally finding a home with Kelly Clarkson on her album Breakaway, which sold more than 5 million copies according to Billboard, and it's become her calling card. Justin Timberlake's Rock Your Body was one of a handful of songs written by Pharrell for Michael Jackson for inclusion on his final album Invincible. Michael passed on all of the material offered, so a great many of the tracks went to Justin and released on his debut solo album Justified. The song was a massive hit for Justin and ended up charting higher than anything on Invincible. Lady Gaga wrote Telephone for Britney Spears. Britney recorded the song for her 6th album, Circus, but it didn't make the final track list, and it's rumoured that Britney wanted to put the song in her greatest hits album, The Singles Collection, but Gaga decided to record the song herself. Telephone featuring Beyonce was the 2nd single of the Fame Monster album, and it hit #3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Britney's own version of the song leaked in 2010, and her version with Gaga leaked in 2015. Both of these versions you can check out on YouTube. We Found Love had a few rejections before landing with Rihanna. Leona Lewis said in interviews that she had recorded the song with Calvin Harris, but Calvin went on tour with Rihanna and she ended up releasing it. Speculation is that because Leona opted to release a different track as her 3rd album's lead single, Calvin decided to go with Rihanna. However, Leona maintains her version is better, even though she thinks that her version may not shifting a whopping 10.5 million copies. This all happened after Nicole Scherzinger had passed on the song. She revealed in an interview that she was busy at the time. Nicole also passed on Gnarls Barkley's Crazy for undisclosed reasons, Lady Gaga's Just Dance, and the Black Eyed Peas' My Humps. Whoops. Paradise by Coldplay was written after the X Factor asked Chris Martin to craft a winner's song for the 7th series of the show in 2010. The band loved the song so much that, on the request of the drummer Will Champion, they recorded it and kept it for themselves. Back to Britney. One of Britney Spears' most iconic tracks was destined for someone else. You may have heard that Britney Spears' Toxic was originally written for Kylie Minogue. It was indeed offered to Kylie, but Toxic was actually first written for Janet Jackson prior to being offered to Kylie. I cannot imagine Janet singing Toxic. Maybe. I guess you just don't know, because I guess we will never know. Speaking of Kylie, Can't Get You Out of My Head propelled Kylie into superstardom in 2001, mostly due to that white outfit, I imagine as well. It was amazing. She was approached to record the song after it was unsuccessfully pitched to S Club 7's manager Simon Fuller and also Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Kylie reportedly agreed to record the song after hearing only 20 seconds of the demo. Kathy Dennis had reportedly created the classic song in just 3.5 hours. With her collaborator, of course, Rob Davis. It was one of the most successful singles of the 2000s, selling over 5 million units and charting at number 1 in 40 countries. Mariah Carey's Hero nearly went to Gloria Estefan. The song was penned by Carey and Walter Afanasieff as a title track for the 1993 movie of the same name, and the plan was that Gloria would sing it because Mariah did not connect to its style or sound. But as they continued composing the song and realized how special it was, Carey and Afanasieff decided to save it for her album Music Box. It remains one of Mariah's most performed songs. Justin Timberlake wrote Gone, recorded the demo on his own, and then took it to NSYNC, explaining that he'd written it for Michael Jackson. Michael's team rejected the song, so NSYNC decided to cut it. It's a great song. After some time, Michael must have heard the song and called Justin to say he wanted to cut it, but that he wanted it to be a duet between himself and Justin. Justin said he was on the phone literally punching himself in the face because his idol and the most successful artist in the world was wanting to record this duet, but by this time the song had already been cut by NSYNC and it was out. He asked Michael if it could be an NSYNC featuring Michael Jackson or Michael Jackson featuring NSYNC, but he was absolute. He wanted it to be a duet between just Michael and Justin. So between the both of them, or nothing. That must have been gut-wrenching for Justin. He said that this was the first time that he thought about doing something on his own because it boosted his confidence. Andreas Carlson recalled that one of the members called security and the band immediately left for the airport to fly back to London. The song went to NSYNC, and with a budget of $1 million, the iconic video was produced, launching the band to the heights of success. The song won Best Pop Video, Best Choreography, and Viewer's Choice at the MTV VMAs. As Simon Cowell said, for Five, it really was bye 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 as they fell into oblivion. Meghan Trainor released All About That Bass after it was rejected by both Beyonce and Adele, as well as a dozen other artists. On the rejection, Meghan said, "I'll bet some of them didn't even know the song was being pitched to them. Some artists get thousands of songs pitched and they never know." Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande was written for Carey Underwood and was supposed to have a more country vibe. Alicia Keys and Rihanna were also considered before Ariana won over the songwriters. Katy Perry was originally meant to sing Beyonce's Pretty Hurts. Sia wrote the song and sent it to Katy, who never heard it, either by not reading her email or one of her team didn't follow up. But regardless, it went to Rihanna and was on hold for 8 months. But Rihanna's management had an oversight and hadn't paid for the track, which means a song is securely on hold and no other artist can take it. Rihanna was very disappointed because she really wanted it, but in the meantime, somehow Beyonce heard it and slid in and paid for the track and took it. Sia revealed in an interview that after the song was released, Katy had texted her, "I'm pretty hurt that you didn't send that song to me. I told her to check her emails and that I'd sent it 2.5 years ago." I wonder what Katy said to that. The Chainsmokers song, Closer, became the biggest smash of 2016. The song featured the awesome vocals of Halsey. A demo leaked on the internet of Camila Cabello singing the song, and she confirmed in an interview that she'd recorded the song for the Chainsmoker guys when they were recording songs for their debut album, Memories Do Not Open. When it came time to release, Camila was currently in Fifth Harmony at the time, and they were just about to put an album out, so she had to let the song go. Although she nails the demo, and you can listen to it on the internet, it seems impossible to hear any other voice on that track now other than Halsey. Dua Lipa's New Rules was written at a writing camp for Little Mix, who passed on it, as did a multitude of undisclosed other artists before Dua made it a hit. No doubt Little Mix would have had massive success with it in the UK, but writer Ian Kirkpatrick said that the song was okay, but with Dua's unique, gloomy, husky vocals on it, it became a great song. Boom Clap was written by Charli XCX, who then offered the song to Hilary Duff. Duff's team rejected the song as being not cool enough. So Charli, who was in her own words really bummed out that Hilary's people knocked back the song, but it resulted in her keeping the song for herself. After Hillary said she was obsessed with the song and that it was her current favourite, but that she wasn't even aware that the song had even been an option for her. Hit song The Middle by Maren was recorded by none other than 12 other major names before the official Maren version was released in 2018. According to Variety magazine, Camila Cabello, Demi Lovato, Anne-Marie, Carly Rae Jepsen, Tove Lo, Bishop Briggs, Bebe Rexha and Elle King were some of the singers who recorded demo versions, so it wasn't just that they were offered to those artists, they all recorded the song. Some of these songs are still listenable on YouTube. I know Camilla's is there. If you want to read a crazy roller coaster story of a song jumping from so many artists, just Google it. It must have been frustrating for the writers to have so many vocalists and one by one they all drop off. But in the end, the songwriters all agreed that the country powerhouse vocals of Maren were the best of all of them. Who Says by Selena Gomez was originally recorded in 2010 by Jordan Sparks. Jordan revealed on TikTok that she recorded the song, but whilst she loved the message of the song, it ended up being a great fit for Selena. There wasn't really much information as to why Jordan never released the song. The Monster by Rihanna and Eminem was penned by Bebe Rexha for her debut album. She said that the minute she finished writing the hook, she knew it would be an Eminem song. The senior director of A&R for Shady Records, Riggs Morales, started looking for potential songs to be included on Eminem's 8th studio album. When Morales heard it, he freaked out and asked that the verses be stripped out and Pro Tools sessions be sent to Eminem. When Eminem heard the demo, he then added his own verses and adjusted the instrumental portions of the track. However, he left the background vocals, sung by Bebe Rexha, in and chose Rihanna for the lead. Before R.E.M. was Ariana's, the track belonged to Beyonce and it was titled Wake Up. Ariana explained that the song is now a completely different song, around the same dreamy hook, but what she doesn't say is that it was in the hands of rapper T-Pain in 2011. And back then it was called Dream. Justin Bieber released Anyone in January 2021 and immediately it blew up. Just a month later, a snippet of Camila Cabello singing the song was leaked online. According to Genius, the song was initially supposed to be released on the deluxe version of Camila's album Romance, as the title or the song title appears in the poster that comes inside the CD. So maybe she was supposed to have it. Something happened. Miley Cyrus's Party in the U.S.A. was written and therefore sung by Jessie J. She decided not to release the song, believing its cheerful tone was at odds with the darker, edgier material that she preferred. The song reached Miley while she was creating an EP with Dr. Luke. The writing team then reworked the lyrics and the song was a big hit. song, and the Pussycat Dolls rised their way to the top with a slick video featuring Busta Rhymes. But before the Dolls sang it, it was offered to both the Sugar Babes and Paris Hilton. Paris was apparently unimpressed with it, stating that the version she heard was a far cry from the new finished song. She said, "I think I did hear the song, but not in the format that we've all come to know and love. If I'd heard that, of course, I'd have jumped at the chance." The Dolls track itself doesn't sound too dissimilar from the Alamase version, and that was out first, so it's a question of what version of the song Paris may have heard. Gold Digger was written by Kanye West, originally written from a female perspective for Shauna's first album in 2004. Kanye's A&R at the time revealed that the beat was written at Ludacris's house in Atlanta. Shauna passed on the song for unknown reasons, but Kanye believed the song was such a smash, so he rewrote the lyrics from a male perspective, and the song was released featuring Jamie Foxx. It was huge. We Can't Stop, recorded by Miley Cyrus, was written for Rihanna. There's been a lot about Rihanna. The producer had written Pour It Up with Rihanna, but she never got to hear We Can't Stop, even though the writing was apparently more towards Rihanna. After Rihanna's album was all wrapped, it was decided the song was perfect for Miley, and she loved it. Jennifer Lopez's Let's Get Loud was originally written by Gloria Estefan for her own album, but she cast it aside, stating that it was too similar to some of the other songs on her album. So it was eventually passed to Jennifer, who turned it into one of the biggest hits from her 1999 debut album called On the Six. The song has sold 413,000 downloads and helped catapult Lopez to a new level of fame. CeeLo Green's song F.U. or Forget You was written by Bruno Mars, who wasn't even sure it was worth finishing. CeeLo had been having creative differences with his label Elektra Records and said, "After recording almost 70 songs, I could not please them." When Bruno sang the song to him, he thought it was the perfect way to spite the label. In the expletive-laden hit, he drops the F-bomb 16 times in just 3 minutes. Initially, they weren't going to do a version with milder lyrics. It was only until a short time after that they considered doing a clean version just in case. Lucky they did, because the song topped the Netherlands and UK charts and was top 10 in many other territories. Not bad for something Bruno was going to throw away. Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway was written by Avril Lavigne for herself, but she scrapped it because, in her own words, it feels like a church song. I was just not there. Avril included her version of the song on her 2022 release of the album. Heading was not in the right vein for her album, and it was decided to give the song to the then unknown Whitney. She recorded the vocals in one take and duetted with her mother, Cissy Houston, on the backing vocals. Speaking of Janet and songs she's passed on, she said no to Britney's Boys and I'm a Slave for You, both of which were massive hits for Britney. Call Me, the song made famous by Blondie, was originally declined by Stevie Nicks due to record label restrictions. Debbie Harry wrote the lyrics, recorded the song, and it spent 6 consecutive weeks at number 1 and certified gold for 1 million copies sold. Holiday was made famous by Madonna, but was offered to a number of artists like Mary Wilson from the Supremes, Phyllis Hyman, and the Ritchie family, but they all turned it down. The songwriters were not initially up for Madonna recording the song because they always envisioned a black artist singing it. It's hard to know how the song would have sounded with an R&B flavour, but we'll never know. Barry Manilow didn't write his hit song, I Write the Songs. It was written by Bruce Johnston, who was a member of the Beach Boys, but Barry was reluctant to record it because he was afraid of coming off as an egomaniac. But he liked the song so much that he recorded it anyway. Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton was written by Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, originally as an R&B tune for Marvin Gaye, but decided that Kenny Rogers was a better fit. The song took longer than normal to record because Gibb felt like something was missing. Dolly happened to be in one of the studios at the time down the corridor, and she walked in and made the song a hit. Other songs were released but didn't find really massive success until they were re-released by other artists, like covers. Like I Will Always Love You, written and released by Dolly Parton. Whilst it was obviously a massive hit in amongst Dolly's fan base, it didn't receive massive acclaim until Whitney Houston released it. It was one of those songs that just never seemed to go away. It was everywhere for a long time. I heard stories of neighbours having massive arguments because the person next door would play it on repeat for hours and hours and hours. It's enough to drive you mad if you're in that situation, I imagine. Another one is Red, Red Wine. It might immediately bring UB40 to your mind, but their version is actually a cover of a Neil Diamond song. When UB40 took a stab at the song, they had no idea that it was written by Neil Diamond. One band member said, even when we saw the writing credit which said N Diamond, we thought it was a Jamaican artist called Negus Diamond. Elvis recorded over 800 songs in his lifetime, but he wrote none of them. He was given some writing credits here and there, but never participated in the songwriting process. Artists like Prince were prolific writers and had so many hits recorded by other artists. Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor was massive. The Beautiful Ones by Mariah Carey and Boys Kiss by Tom Jones, Round and Round by Devon Campbell, Love Thy Will Be Done by Martika. I know we're heading a little bit back in time now. How Come You Don't Call Me by Alicia Keys. It's so obvious it's a Prince song when you know. Madonna's Love Song, although this one he co-wrote with Madonna. With This Tear by Celine Dion. Sugar Walls and Glamorous Life by Sheena Easton. When You Are Mine by Cyndi Lauper. Why Should I Love You by Kate Bush. And probably so many more that I didn't stumble across. Another artist that we've mentioned quite a bit in this video, who has written loads of other songs for other artists, is Pharrell. He maybe didn't write them all on his own as Prince did, but he had a hand in Rump Shaker by Rex and Effects. I mentioned Britney Spears' Slave for You and Boys. Hella Good for No Doubt. Hot in Here by Nelly. Hollaback Girl for Gwen Stefani. Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke and Milkshake for Khalees. I mean, there are so many artists that at the end there that I mentioned that had actually written songs intentionally for somebody else. But mainly I was focusing on in this video to find songs that were passed over by big artists and their songs that went to somebody else, because it's always interesting to listen or think about how those songs might have sounded. Some songs you just cannot imagine anybody else singing, and other songs we are lucky enough to even hear. I mean, there's a song by Michael Jackson wrote a song for, what was the name of that band? Was it Guy? I'm not sure if it was Guy. Anyway, the song is called Joy, and when you listen to it, it's just so Michael. And oh my gosh, I would love to hear Michael's version of that song. I have looked on the internet, but I haven't found it yet. Maybe it's hidden amongst his massive treasure trove of unreleased material that they've got the Jackson family holding. Anyway, I'll stop my rambling. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening to this video and that you found it interesting